All right, you guys are live. So as you can see, I'm just leaving everybody on mute, but if folks use the raise your hand feature, or just raise their hands and I can unmute them as you request, Jamie.
Okay, sounds good. I will try to keep my list up here. I can still see everyone and keep the list up, so I can tell when anybody hits the button.
Yep.
You think I should go or give it a few more minutes?
I say go.
Okay, Abby says go. All right, I call the meeting to order. I've got 5 o'clock today, Monday, June 29th, 2020. Roll call is Selectman Howdy Goodwin.
Here.
Mike Mansalilli.
Here.
Mackenzie Jewett.
Here.
Kevin Buck. Kevin Buck. He's froze. I can see his
frozen.
You're slow motion, Kevin, but you're here. All right. Myself, Jamie Thurlow, Town Manager Chris Saunders, and Town Clerk Katie Dandrin. All right. Adoption of agenda. Does anybody have anything they would like to change on the agenda? Okay. I guess we'll go right into the public hearing. This is our secret ballot referendum articles for Article 3 through 56 to be voted on at the July 14th, 2020 town meeting. If there are any questions about any of these articles, then please hit the raise your hand button or just physically raise your hand and we will try to unmute you and address what we can.
Have you opened up the public hearing?
Yes, I will open up the public hearing at 5:05. Any questions? All right.
Sent a mailer to every resident of Tremont.
Yeah. Yep. Guess if there are no questions, then we will close the public hearing at 5:06. All right. Approval of minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of Monday, June 15th, 2020.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the minutes of Monday, June 15th, 2020. Is there any discussion? All those in favor? We gotta go back through this again. Howdy.
Yes.
Mike.
Yes.
Mackenzie.
Yes.
Kevin.
Yes.
Myself is yes. All right, approval of warrants. We have warrant 126 for $119,048.60. Warrant 127 for $11,377.78. Warrant 128 for $25,152.54. And warrant 129 for $8,219.29.
I make a motion to approve warrants 126 through 129.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve warrants 126 through 129. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, Howdy,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Mackenzie,
Yes.
Kevin,
Yes.
myself is yes. All right, next is committee appointments. They have the solar task force. Did we miss this one last time, Chris, or was this the what we had spoken about there being another position?
Yeah, I wasn't sure which version of the bylaws you were going to approve, and so now that you have, I was able to offer the correct option to the executive director of A Climate to Thrive. So,
Okay.
I make a motion to appoint Lawson Wilson to A Climate to Thrive Executive Director seat on the Solar Task Force with a term expiring June 30th, 2021.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to appoint Lawson Wilson to A Climate to Thrive Executive Director seat on the Solar Task Force with term expiring June 30th, 2021. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, Howdy,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Mackenzie,
Yes.
Kevin,
Yes.
myself is yes. All right, the next one is the Harbor Committee. I'll let you explain that one, Chris.
I just had a mental lapse when I was putting together last week's or 2 weeks ago memo, and I typed Mel Atherton, and I should have typed Haywood May. So sorry about that.
So it is Haywood May's seat that is up.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think we could maybe consider Larry Albee for one reason. He works a lot around Seal Cove area. I know a few years back he saved a young boy's life that his boat sunk off Padwood Island. And he looks and, he's thinking, I think he'd be a good person for the Harbor Committee myself.
Yeah, I know both the guys, and I think they're both,
Yeah, they both are, but I just, I know Larry's interested in it, and
Yep.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint Larry Albee to the seat at large for the Harbor Committee expiring June 30th, 2023.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to appoint Larry Albee to the at-large seat on the Harbor Committee with term expiring June 30th, 2023. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, Howdy,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Mackenzie,
Yes.
Kevin,
Yes.
myself is yes. All right. Regular business. We have return of public notice. Chris.
This is just one of those routine things that we have to do to check all the boxes for town meeting. So I posted this public notice on June 22nd at the town office and at the 3 post offices to let people know that there would be tonight's public hearing. It has to be 7 days before the meeting. June 22nd was 7 days ago. So you guys just have to sign that that happened.
And I was hoping there would be a lot more participation with our public hearing tonight, but unfortunately there's not. I don't know what any of the rest of you feel, but while we're still on the topic a little bit here, I think we should definitely try to get as much information out there as we can possible about what articles we need to have passed to make our town physically function. And then, you know, even like the school stuff, I don't know how we can get that one-page thing that Jandria had out before, just try to get it out there circulating somehow, so that people are informed on what things are before they go voting.
And also encourage them to absentee vote.
Yeah.
Are you getting many absentee ballots yet, Katie?
Hang on, I have to unmute her. Oh, nope, she's unmuted.
We have about 200 right now.
200.
200?
Oh, that's good.
Wow. Great.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's
Okay,
what
I get it, but
Only 30 some returned.
I know,
it's
but
showing people are interested though. People are gonna come out and they're gonna, I mean, which is a good to see, because this, you never know right now, so.
I think people are probably going to be in the voting booth for about 15 minutes if they show up.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of items to vote on.
what have you done, Chris, for advertisements? I know we've talked about a lot, but what have we done so far to get the word out the best we can?
Yeah, I there's if you go look at any of the post office bulletin boards, they're overflowing with notices right now. It has been in the paper once, maybe no, twice. It's been in the paper twice, and we did 2 direct mailers to every resident in Tremont. One just that was sort of general about the whole process. And then a second one that did not, the town cannot urge people to vote one way or the other, but we can explain as best we can the consequences of voting in different directions. And so we said a yes vote on just the budget articles, which were articles 20 through 38, I think, or no, 4 through 38, 4 through 38. That said, these are the articles that allow the Tremont School to continue to function. It allows pay teachers, run after-school programs, and similarly for the town, plow roads, process registrations at the town office, all that kind of stuff. And essentially, if you vote no on this, you're voting to close the Tremont School. You're voting to have unplowed roads in winter. You're voting to shut down the Tremont School and the town of Tremont. And I hope that information, I spoke with Andrea before we sent it out, and I said, I don't want to terrify teachers that they're all about to lose their jobs, because I don't think that outcome is likely, but at the same time, I do want to be direct with folks so that they understand the consequences of a no vote. So, and I do see Heidi's hand is up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have 2 questions. So is it only by absentee ballot? That voting, or is there the polls open?
You can come in that day and vote.
Okay, and is the town office open on Friday the 3rd?
Yes.
Oh,
Friday the 3rd. No.
Okay. I just want to acknowledge, Chris, the statement that you put out. I appreciate the statement that you did in supporting the school budget and explaining it the way you did. I think that in a situation like this, I think a strongly worded, the way you did it was it was respectful, but it was also very to the point, and I really appreciate the way you put that, and thank you for your support and the way you put that out there.
There were multiple hands writing that language, so it was not just me.
Well, whoever had a hand in it, I do appreciate it, and the support that you guys are showing the school and the way you put it.
Right. Is there anything else that you would like to see us do? I guess this would go to Jandria and Mark, or is there anything that maybe the school would like to do on their own aside from us?
I've unmuted both of them. It takes a few seconds.
Okay. Yep.
Go ahead, Jandria. Go ahead, Jandria.
I'm more than happy to put together, I'll update that one pager and I can get that to Chris. I mean, whatever I can do to make sure that people know how they can vote and how I can support the town to get that information out to people, I'm happy to do. We can put something on our sign at school if that's helpful as well. I'm not sure in terms of what else, Mark, I would, I guess, defer to you in terms of if there's anything else that should go out to the town.
Just,
But
I think I'd add, if there are any questions that come via public comment to any selectman, to Chris, any of us, Nancy, Jandria, and I, Heidi, certainly, we want to be available to address any questions. I'd also like to echo Heidi's comments towards Chris and others. It's a delicate line that we walk, Chris, and I appreciate that bold step. I would want to echo that I don't think that was your intent, and I believe no one believes that anybody's looking to close a school or any other organization or entity. We just have to, we're unlike other entities, we all know on the school and municipal side, we have to balance the books each year. So just appreciate everybody's attention to that. And if we can clarify anything, we're here to do so. And would like to thank Chris and his staff too for working with us during this difficult time. And I'll close with the opportunity, and again, even in the hard times, which we're in now, but also in the good times, the select board and the good citizens have strongly supported our schools and our kids. And we very much appreciate that. And I want you to know we're keeping our eye on our finances. We recognize the times we're in, and we'll continue to work with you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mark.
Jamie, if you don't mind, I just have a question for Jandria and Mark.
Yeah, sure.
The town office, we're legally not allowed to encourage people to vote one way or the other, and so people should vote however they want to vote. Is the school held by a similar standard? If you, for example, Jandria, put out in your parent newsletter, vote yes or vote no on a particular article, would that be okay?
We are held to the same standard, Chris. I believe what we can do and what we should do is put out some literature. We'll work on. I know Jandria has a great relationship with the parents in the community, and we'll extend outward through. But I think there's some things that we can provide. Let's get that one pager out some more. And basically, the short answer is we're held to the very same standard you are, Chris. We cannot tell people how to vote, but we can certainly educate them as to what would happen one way or the other. And I think the other piece is maybe giving a quick overview. Jandria's, Nancy and the board have done a nice job advocating for things, recognizing we can't do it all, and making sure that people are aware of the improvements that have happened over the last couple of years and things that are on the horizon. So we can work on that and get that information out. We don't want to assume that people know it.
Okay. Sounds good. Does anybody else have anything they want to add? Any of the rest of the board have any other concerns about it, or think that covers it? All right. Is your audio working? I just noticed on there.
It should be. No, I'm having trouble with the connection, so I decided to shut down whatever I could.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure that you could still hear. Yep. Okay, that sounds good. I guess we will move on to the town manager's report.
Oh, could I get a motion about that return?
I'll make a motion to sign the return of notice for public hearing on June 29th, 2020, to certify that the notice was posted on June 22nd, 2020.
Second.
And moved and seconded to sign the return of notice for the public hearing on June 29th, 2020, to certify that the notice was posted on June 22nd, 2020. Is there any discussion? All those in favor, Howdy,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Mackenzie,
Yes.
Kevin,
Yes.
myself is yes. All right, now the town manager's report, Chris.
All right. Been a busy couple weeks. So great news. I applied for and received the notice of award for that Keep Maine Healthy grant that you authorized me to apply for, and our amount is $16,239. So we'll have that a number of COVID-19 protective measures in place that money can help pay for. It can go back to expenses on June 8th or later. So unfortunately, the signs would not be eligible, but there's plenty of other things that we can be doing. I'm participating in the Down East COVID-19 task force. My time there is eligible for reimbursement, so I've been tracking those hours. Been posting lots of public notices for public hearings and town meeting, and I sent out those election mailers. Some minor projects going on. I attended a municipal review committee virtual town hall. That's the committee that handles our solid waste. So they have worked out a deal where our trash is now being sent to PERC instead of being landfilled during the closure of Fiberite. So I thought that was great news. That'll start on Wednesday. I'm continuing to work on the Bureau of Labor site visit follow-up. I attended the final bridge project walkthrough, and they are just about done. I think about the only thing that they have left to do is to replace that crosswalk sign that got damaged in the car accident, and they're waiting on delivery of materials for that sign, and that could take a while, unfortunately. So it actually might not be it might be a few more months before that's done, but everything else is just about done. I attended a webinar on conducting town meeting by referendum. I'm working on getting that surplus property sale out there. Notice was published in the paper. We have not received any bids yet, so if you want some cheap plow steel or bookshelves, now's your opportunity. Helped the library move furniture out of Pacific Hall. I participated in a planning board meeting, and just for your information, since this did generate some public discussion, the Pointy Head Campground has temporarily withdrawn their application, so we'll see what happens there. I had a check-in with Mackenzie. I researched the drainage near McCachrans, and just a quick update on that. I met with an engineer from MDOT who said they would actually be willing to pay for this work through our agreement with them, which I thought was really great news. However, I do need to get a permit from DEP, and so I'm waiting on a call back from my contact there. I attended a League of Towns meeting. I've been advertising for the Public Works Foreman position, and I've gotten a few phone calls with inquiries about that. And then I participated with Kevin in a Bass Harbor Headlight stakeholder meeting. Office staff, Katie compiled the town report and sent it off to the printer. We have she's processed so far 197 absentee ballots. Jan is prepping the bank reconciliation for the end of the end of June. Jesse staffed the planning board meeting, got their materials ready for them. Jan is beginning the end of fiscal year work. Fiscal year ends tomorrow, and everyone has been processing lots of registrations, including 16 out-of-state transfers last month. So normally we only have a few, and we had 16. I'm sorry, in the last week, I should say. Public Works projects. They helped. Troy also helped to move the library furniture out of Pacific Hall. He's been doing lots of mowing, vehicle maintenance, removing down trees on Cape Road, Dodge Point, and Clark Point roads, some pothole patching, and Troy took down the COVID-19 signs with Justin's help. Justin also helped with moving the library furniture out of Pacific Hall. He launched the transient floats. He launched the town boat and skiff. He attended and helped out at the lobster boat races. He's had lots of meetings about moorings, the races, marine patrol matters, etc. There's been lots of dock cleanup. He's done some mowing and weed whacking around the dock area. He removed lots and lots of rope from the dumpster at Seal Cove today, and he's dived on some transient floats. Some things going on over the next couple weeks. I'm hoping to speak with that DEP contact about drainage near McCachrans. I'll follow up with MDOT about that parking prohibition on Harbor Drive. I'll be checking in with Howdy later on this week. Be continuing to help the library move some furniture, and I'll be participating in that Down East COVID-19 task force.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, Chris.
Yep.
All right. Suggestions for the next meeting. The next meeting date. Oh, Mark has a question.
Um, uh, Mr. Chair, I don't know if it's appropriate, but I'd just like to give, while we have an opportunity, just give you and the council and Chris just a quick update on a couple school pieces. Would that be okay, or would you prefer not to do that?
I think that's fine, Chris.
Go for it.
Yeah.
So we have a group, a task force meeting on the safe return to schools, and any opportunity to get that information out, I wanted you folks to know and others. We have over 30 people meeting regularly in subcommittees. Our goal is to look at how we can safely return to schools. We recognize the incredible timeline we're under and the immense pressure to do that, but we want to make sure we do that safely for all. So we're working with a lot of folks. People are rolling up their sleeves, and I can't thank them enough. I'll be sending out an update to families, but I want you to know that that's something that is ongoing on a daily basis. The other thing we're sensitive to, and I've spoken with Jandria about this, but we know it's important to safely get our recreational facilities and areas open. So we're working to do that, and I hope to be able to have some information soon, which would hopefully be welcome, that people can begin to be able to use pieces like playgrounds, fields, and other facilities. I just wanted to make sure you knew that that was right in our front mirror, and we're working to do that as quickly and as safely as possible. And I will work with Chris and Jandria to continue to get that information out there. Would be happy to take any questions that you folks have. And again, if you have anything that comes up through Chris that we can do to support you or work with you folks moving forward, we'd be happy to do so. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right. Thank you.
Mark, this is Kevin. Your plan is to have, live classes, people there if it's safe in the fall. You don't have any plans not to do that at this point?
Kevin, we're looking at every single option, and I'd be less than honest with you if I did. We simply don't know if that's going to be a realistic possibility to do in the format pre-March 13th. There's a lot of scenarios and combinations, and we can't get that information out fast enough. But the answer to your question is, yes, we want to put students back in schools, staff back in schools, but we have to be able to do that safely and with guidelines and be able to look at data. I think the worst thing that could happen is if we do this and we don't do it well, and then we go backwards. None of us are looking to do that. We also recognize that we have to be a part of a bigger solution in our country, in our state. Everything's interwoven. We know schools and employment and all those expectations. And that's why we have a lot of people at the table listening and trying to put together something that's going to work for everyone, Kevin. And I'm not trying to walk in a circle. I just have to be really guarded in terms of what I can or can't commit to. That's why people have been a little frustrated about some of the communications that maybe I have or haven't released, because they want those answers and I can't give them today. But I have committed to giving those answers by early August. Recommendations to the school board and ultimately decisions, if you will, through the board in early August.
Okay, great, thanks. I wasn't expecting a commitment, but you definitely haven't decided not to have classes.
That is correct. And I also want folks to know we are working very, very collaboratively with schools, not only throughout the AOS, but through the entire Hancock County region. We're working together because we're all facing the same thing and we're all trying to do it collectively. So yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right. We did the suggestions for the next meeting, so I guess it's the next meeting date.
Make a motion to confirm the date of the next meeting for Monday, July 6, 2020 at 5 p.m. at the town office.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to confirm the date of the next meeting for Monday, July 6, 2020, 5 p.m. at the town office, not via Zoom, Howdy.
Okay.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor, Howdy,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Mackenzie,
Yes.
Kevin,
Yes.
myself is yes. Motion to adjourn.
Second,
All those in favor, Howdy,
yes.
Mike,
Yes.
Mackenzie,
Yes.
Kevin,
Yes.
myself is yes. All right, thank you, everybody.
Thank you. And